Hey soldiers, what's going on? This is Sergeant Merrill, and today we're going to be talking about the radio beacon on Battlefield 3, how you can use it to bring shock and awe to the enemy, and some tips to make it more effective. The radio beacon is actually representative of a portable radio called the, get ready for this, ANPRC-117 Foxtrot. It's a heavy little bastard that's employed by the United States military and can often be seen on the backs of soldiers in headquarters companies. While it's typically used for just voice transmission and data transmissions, in the game it's paired with a SATCOM antenna and allows your squad an alternative spawn point. Now there's no need to unlock the radio beacon. It's the first gadget available to the Recon class. It does, however, require you to be a more aggressive Recon soldier than what is traditionally seen with the class. Traditionally, we see Recon soldiers sitting at a distance, providing spots on enemy soldiers, and exchanging shots with other snipers. If you want to get the most out of this gadget, you're going to have to think differently. And it all comes down to how much of a team player you're willing to be, and how much you enjoy being on that front line. Since you're going to be spending a lot of time downrange, it's a good idea to trade your sniper rifle in for something that's a little bit more effective up close, like an SMG or a shotgun. Your main job is to give your squad a good spot to spawn as quickly as possible, preferably someplace that's behind enemy lines, out of sight, and before they have time to get their defenses up. To place the beacon, you're going to have a sufficient amount of flat, empty terrain and somewhere that is outside of high traffic areas. It's easily destroyed with grenades, explosives like RPGs and tank rounds, and direct fire, so you want to avoid the areas where those are likely to come in because even if they don't see it, they can easily destroy it. It can be a pain to play sometimes as well, so if the terrain doesn't look flat or clear enough, do not waste your time because you're likely to come under fire in the process. Now don't worry about getting the beacon all the way into their base either. Once a beacon is placed outside, you and your squad will become highly trained, airborne paratroopers raining death from above. So once you spawn in from that beacon, if you feel that your first placement of your beacon isn't in the best area, you can take advantage of this opportunity and place another beacon in a spot that you know they won't likely find. Once you and your squad have this advantage, you have the unique opportunity to survey the battlefield on your way down and choose a course of action ahead of time that's going to leave your enemy scattered and confused. Some disadvantages to note with the radio beacon is that you are vulnerable on your way down to enemy fire, so it's important to communicate with your squad when the enemy starts to notice just what the hell is going on. Another disadvantage comes when you have to place the radio beacon indoors. At that point, you spawn directly on it and it is easily compromised by an enemy who finds it and waits for your squad to spawn on it. It's also important to note that if you spawn on your own radio beacon indoors, it will likely be destroyed in the process. I'm not sure if it's a glitch or intended aspect of the game, but it's easily remedied by taking the time to place another before moving on. You may also pay the price for focusing on placing the beacon in a good spot, as your KD is typically going to be lower because of it. But in a game where team players are rewarded appropriately, you'll still find yourself at the top of the leaderboard, having become the focus of your squad's spawn point. Doing all this correctly will keep your forces downrange, keep pressure and frustration on the enemy, demoralize their efforts, break their front lines, and make them feel the heavenly wrath of the airborne soldier. This is Sergeant Merrill, out here.